Hey everyone, welcome back to Bros and Shows. I am your host, Josiah, aka Mauler67. With me, as always, I got my buddy, I got my pal, I got my brother Austin. Austin, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing okay. I can't really complain. I had a weekend of games, playing stuff, and sleeping, man. So not terrible on my end. I got to kind of relax a lot. The weekend of like LARP is always kind of like extra like packed because I'm not just like playing something on Friday and then like have Saturday to like take care of stuff and then Sunday to take care of stuff. I'm just like I have Friday after work to play card games or VTM with people. Then Saturday I'm off and losing like most of my time everywhere as well. Stuff like that the whole time.
Gotcha.
So I'm kind of tired because I have had 2 consecutive days of getting home around like 2 a.m. and then being up till about 3 a.m. before I go to bed, and then waking up and then sleeping longer than I should be because I'm up longer,
Mm-hmm.
So today wasn't any different. I woke up around like 10 and I was like, ugh, I'm so really tired. Went back to sleep, woke up at 2 and I was like, ugh, oh no. And I ended up calling mom, wishing her happy Mother's Day. For all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. For mom who may be turning in right now, happy Mother's Day. And I, just talked with her, hung out, played a couple games, and then just been around. How's your like you done anything cool this weekend?
A lot.
Oh,
a
yeah?
lot. So I started my new job this week.
Okay.
And I've been getting into the sleep schedule. And so like constantly I'm waking up at 5:50, getting ready, and then leaving by 6:30 to get to work at 7. And then right when I clock in at 7, I have to like I start working with the kid like 5 minutes later. Mm-hmm. And I've been working with him for like a week now, and he's a really, really sweet, nice kid, and he's great. I really enjoy my job right now. It's really mellow compared to like where I was. So like it's like a breath of fresh air. It feels good.
Are you still doing the same thing, or is it something different?
So like I'm taking care of someone with visual impairment.
Okay.
He's like kind of blind, and he's losing his sight as he progresses. So like we're teaching him like Braille and typewriting, like using a Braille typewriter, and like he uses like a magnifying thing to like still read if he needs to. And then like I've been helping him with the subjects. I'm pretty much just like I go through every class with him, and I help him with whatever he needs.
Okay.
Really, really nice actually. So it's been a lot of fun. Like I've enjoyed like the first week there. It's just it what's great is one, I get off at 2:15. Like I get off work, I come home, and I have plenty of time. So now I actually wanted to tell you this is like I'm going to be able to play games now earlier because of how my time slot works at work now. So like I was like, hey, I can start playing games at like 5 or 6, instead of like 8 to 8 to whatever. And like this weekend, like when I get off work Friday, I took Mama Burkhart out to China Buffet because that's what she wanted. And so I took her out there, me and my wife. And then, that night I hung out with JT, and we went and saw the Mortal Kombat 2 movie.
Okay.
And we were like, okay, let's go watch this. Because like I love Mortal Kombat. It's one of my favorite fighting games of all time. Like I used to play it all the time at my aunt's house on her Super Nintendo. And then it was like a game when I stopped playing Mortal Kombat until like MK9. And then MK9 came out and I was like addicted again. I was like, this is a really fun game. I really enjoy MK9. And I played it all the time with my buddy Frank and Adam and all them. Like we played hours on end. And when we did video game tournaments, we had a guy from Massachusetts like fly to our little game tournament because Frank knew who he was when he played MLG. So it was really cool. He was like a really top dog, like MLG MK9 player. So like I was like interested when they announced like in 2020, well like in 2018 they were like, hey, we're gonna reboot the Mortal Kombat franchise, and I was like, that's something that should be rebooted into a movie. Like I would like to see that. And then 2020 came around and COVID hit, and when COVID hit, like, you know, this movie was about to come out, and this was one of the first movies to ever come out on streaming. Okay. So they had it on HBO Max, and I remember watching it, and I watched it, and I remember going to my local LGS, and one of the guys was there, were like, dude, I just watched a Mortal Kombat movie. It was great. It was awesome. Everything. And I was like, I'm going to say it. I hated this movie. And they're like, what? And I was like, I get it. But like, the thing is, it's like, I don't understand. Like the first one they did was they put a new character in and made him based around the whole movie. And I was like, you have so many different characters in that universe that you could use them as like a pivoting point. Like the first ever Mortal Kombat movie from the 90s that was the live action one was Liu Kang, and Liu Kang is like a huge part of Mortal Kombat through all of Mortal Kombat lineage. Yeah. So like they just like pick this random guy, and they don't even put him in any of the games after that. They're just like, this Cole guy, and I'm like, I don't care for this guy at all. Like it was just like a stuck in, and the only thing that was like remotely fun was Kano, because Kano was like this Australian just ass dude that like just wanted to be a complete, you know, he was just an ass like through the whole movie. So he was entertaining, and I was like, okay, he's entertaining, but I didn't feel, and they were like kind of scared of killing characters off, and I was like, that the whole point of Mortal Kombat is like they kill off those characters and then they can revive them. Like that's the whole thing. Like, you know, after like the tournament, they can revive whoever they want. You know, they asked the Elder Gods. So the second movie came in, and I watched it, and it had Carl Urban, the guy that plays Butcher in The Boys. Yeah. He plays Johnny Cage, and I was like, okay, that's an interesting pick. Let's see how this works. And I went and watched it, and after I was done, JT's like, what'd you think? And I was like, I will say this. It was better than the first one, but it was still pretty bad. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, they didn't shy away from like killing people. Like there was fatalities, brutal fatalities. And I was like, yep, I'm here for it. But of course the story is just not going to be there. I don't think it transitions really well into a movie because there's too much, I think there's too much story that they try to like jam pack in like a 2-hour movie. Mm-hmm. And I didn't feel that it was like very well done. So like, I've watched Mortal Kombat Legacy, which is a 6-part series, and it has the guy that plays Spawn play as Jax, and it's very well done. And it's very well done. Like I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I was like, this is good because it split up so much. It was an hour an episode, so like it was like, okay, this makes sense. Like this, I think that if they did like a little series or like an animated series, like I think this would really work out. So like. Don't go watch it, anyone. If anyone's seeking to watch Mortal Kombat, just wait for it to come out on streaming. I don't think it's worth it. But, you know, if you like Mortal Kombat and you thought it was great, go ahead. But I went and watched Mortal Kombat, and then yesterday I took Mama Burkhart to go get her haircut, and then I got my haircut because JT's mom cuts my hair. Like she's a retired stylist, so mom's been looking for someone to cut her hair, and I was like, hey, for $20, you know, she'll cut your hair. So that's what she did. And then me and mom sat around and watched TV, just hung out, me and her, while Sydney and her family went to the conservatory in Columbus. I was like, I don't really want to go see plants right now. Like, you know, I'm cool. I'll just hang out with mom, you know, since it's like Mother's Day weekend. So we actually tried the new Burger King came out with like this limited edition, like Star Wars meal because they're coming out with the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And so like they have this thing called a bounty burger. And I will tell you, that is probably the best thing that I've ever had from Burger King. I was like, dude, this is pretty good. Like me and mom were like, this is really good. I was like, yeah, it is. So we actually had that. We sat around and watched The Middle, and then I've been watching Malcolm in the Middle with mom. We had a lot of fun, and then there that night I went over and hang out with Mikey and Shani and all them, and then this morning we went over and hung out with them, and then I always do the annual tradition of my mother-in-law and my mother. We go out to Richardson's greenhouse and I buy them like flowers, and I'm like, hey, you can pick out any flowers that you want. Here's your budget. I'll load them for you. I'll plant them for you if you want. This is like part of my gift. So like mom got like some hummingbird flowers and like hanging flowers, because like the flowers that I bought her last year are like seasonal, so like they've been coming back, and she was like, well, I don't have really a lot of room anymore. And I was like, okay, well, buy perennials, which are like seasonal, like they die and then they're dead, they don't come back. So I was like, buy a couple of those, and then, you know, every year you can get those, you know, or if you want to switch out a flower, you switch out a flower. And so that's what we did, and I bought my wife some flowers too and stuff. And then I bought my vegetables for the season. Like I'm not doing tomatoes this year. I had like 2 tomato plants and it overran. Like I had so many tomatoes that I couldn't stop producing them. Like I was like, no one wants to take these tomatoes. I have so many. Like mom would come over like every day and like pick like 30 of them, and it wouldn't even touch them. And then like I would go to pick them, and then like I wouldn't even touch them. And then they're just like, there's so many tomatoes everywhere. And then like I had jalapenos, and people, dad and me really like the jalapenos. So I went back and got a jalapeno plant. So I got 3 of those because he wants more. And then I got 2 habaneros and thyme. So I was like, okay, I'll start, you know, make my own little garden. I'm thinking about a couple other things I want to do, like grow wise. I don't know yet, so we're gonna figure that out. But overall, that's what I did this whole weekend. I didn't really do too much. Oh, I did a lot. It was a lot of things going on. It was just like, you know, I didn't go anywhere crazy. It was just, I was spending more time with my mom, more likely. You know, it's just who I am.
Yeah, so. I had a packed weekend though.
Yeah,
that was the truth of it, you know.
Yeah,
I think that was good, and I'm glad that mom got to get her time with the flowers. Hopefully she can find stuff that she likes to plant or have outside of seasonal forever plants or seasonal or whatever they're called. Yeah. That's good. I'm gonna do it. Your hair looks good, so that's good, and I'm sure mom's hair looks good too.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, like ever since, do you remember the time I grew out my hair? Like it was like when I was a teenager, like it was right before I went to North Dakota. Like we went on that mission trip to North Dakota. I grew out.
It wasn't a mission trip. Like it was called that because it was going through the church stuff, but it was just you guys going on vacation, going to a convention thing out there for church stuff.
No. We actually, so when we were out there, we worked at a church. Like we were repairing stuff at a church.
Yeah.
So like we did a bunch of repairing. We didn't go out and like do a mission. It was more of like we helped a church that was in need.
Yeah, it was a voluntary stuff. I very much, because like I know some people would be like, well, that's a mission trip. It's like that's the terminology. I was under the impression that mission trips are like for missionary level stuff, and missionaries require you to go into an area and preach an area, and you guys went there and repaired the church. But I know it was given as the concept of that.
Yeah.
Because you guys were helping a church, so like you guys were doing good, like regardless of the fact. I just always heard like mission trips as like they're going out there to preach to people who are not Christians or whatever. But yeah, you went out there, yeah.
Yeah, like I remember like having long hair.
Yeah.
And ever since I had long hair, I decided after I cut it that I would never grow my hair long again, because when it does, I get like headaches. I don't sleep well. Like it's so much hot, like so much heat. So like I was and I'm the kind of guy that likes to get up and I always forget my hair. Like I'll brush my teeth, I'll eat, I'll do everything else, and I get in the truck to go like to work, and I'm like, da-da-da. Oh no. And then there's like this like coming up, you know, and I'm like, oh man, then I have to go in the bathroom, wet my hair, and I'm like, oh, this is awful. So anytime that like it starts getting to a point where I can't wake up and like I have to start worrying about my hair, I want my hair cut. So like that's why I was like, I gotta get a haircut. So like, and since JT's mom's only like a mile down the road, like half a mile down the road, I just go down there to her house and she cuts my hair. So it was really nice.
That's pretty nice. And like $20 is really good. Like it's not, it's a lot for a haircut, but it's not a lot in today's like stylization for a haircut. No. So if you want something simple and you trust them, like $20 is great. And it's nice. It's a little like pocket change for them. So that's good. All right, Austin. Well, I think talking about pocket change, let's talk about the show that we watch, Frieren, Beyond Journey's End Season 2, which is, you could probably chop up this whole season to Frieren in the game needs money. Because like basically every episode of this season was kind of centered around or based around the fact that they are now past the Northern Gate. So they're in like the less populated areas. And for that reason, money is scarce, food's scarce, and the monsters are plenty.
Bread.
Horrifically stale bread.
Yeah.
But Austin, what do you think of Frieren Season 2? I know like the first season was not quite your jam. It was also double the length. This one is half the length. Yeah. Which makes me wonder if this was actually like half a season and they just broke it off into Season 2 instead of making 2 seasons that were 24 episodes just so they could keep the hype going for it or not. But I have no context for that personally.
I actually think that they do that because like this was, what was it, the first season was like 28 episodes or 24.
Yeah,
it was long. But like the thing is like that's drives me away from an anime a lot because I have to like watch 28 episodes for one season, and it just gets to a point where I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to move on from this. Unless it's a sitcom, I don't like watching that too many episodes. Like I'm like, okay, I want to watch this, but there's too much, like, because with a sitcom there's not really a lot of like intertwining stuff. You can watch them like episodically sometimes. Yeah. So like that's fine with me. This one you can't really watch episodically in my opinion because there's a lot of things that they do like bring up in those like certain episodes. Yeah. So it can be a little hard to watch because you're trying, you can't just, here's the thing. I like shows that where I can, like lately I've been having this kick of sitcoms for some odd reason. I don't know why. Like Malcolm in the Middle. I started watching George and Mandy's First Marriage, which is like Young Sheldon, like season 2 or whatever. Or like it's pretty much like the newest installment of Big Bang Theory. I've never watched the original Big Bang Theory, but I was interested in George and Mandy's First Marriage only because one of my favorite actors is in that show, which is Will Sasso from Mad TV.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, I'll start watching it. But that kind of show, you can just shut your brain off in a way, and you don't have to focus too much on like a story. But like shows like this, I had to focus. Like I have to watch it and like keep, one little thing could just like slip through the cracks and be like, when did this happen? I do like season 2. I like season 2 a little bit better than season 1. I think it's because of the length. And that's the only real reason I can think of, because it's the same kind of show. Like I feel like it's the same kind of show. It's just I wasn't dreading 28 episodes.
Yeah.
I like the show. I just like the characters. The characters that are developed in the show are really fun because they're goofy sometimes. Especially I always pronounce her name wrong, even though she's like the main character of the show. Frieren?
No, you got it.
Frieren. Okay, cool. Yeah. I always say Frieren, and I'm like, yeah, Frieren. So like I like her concept of like getting these goofy spells. I think it's funny to me. It cracks me up.
I like the fact too that we basically find out also why she's so okay with taking like bad spells as well for payment too in this season.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of her quirks are just being revealed to us throughout the story as being like, she's this way because of him.
Yeah.
All the things that makes her unique or interesting as a character throughout Frieren, that people are like, ha, she's so great, she's amazing, it's because of him. And at first people were like, oh, she's this way because she's always been this way. It's like, no, I think what we're seeing and what we're valuing now is that Himmel had such a huge impact in her life that where she was like kind of isolated, unknown, not knowing what she's doing, she suddenly became like a very unique individual because of the weird values and personalities that Himmel put onto her just by being himself. And it kind of got shown more in this season than the last one. Like, I think they started setting it up in the last season, and this season they really went hard.
Well, see, like, I think the seasons, to me, like, after I've watched both of these, I feel like there's a theme. So, like, season 1 to me was more of, like, grief and dealing with, like, how to deal with grief through your own way. And I feel like season 2 is more of, like, enjoying the details of the life that you have gone through and slowing down and realizing that there is a lot of things that you miss over that you never thought you would miss from that person. So like, I think these are like the season, and hopefully, I don't know if season 3 is going to be this way, but I think these are like different stages of grief, because like one part she's kind of denying like her feelings about the grief about Himmel dying, and like his like she like, you know, there's that point where like you kind of know that Himmel likes her.
Oh yeah.
You know, but then like this season 2 is like more of like her realizing it, like she's starting to realize that she actually really cared for that man, like really cared for him, and he showed her a lot. And I think by like the end of the series, she's going to be like realizing like what she really lost out on, and it took her that long to figure that out, which is like a normal everyday life thing where like someone likes someone and then they put so much effort in, but then that person like passes their friendship or that time because of them taking too long. But in this instance, she's an elf, he's dead. You know, but
so I think you're right, but I also don't think, I think she's already past the point of grief. I think she's already on to acceptance and she's moving on to the next part. Because what I think is going to happen, like what's happening through this, it's not that she is, I think she has already accepted what she's going to do. Because I very much believe what we're going to find out is when they go to this place and they find like the spirits beyond, Himmel and all of the people are there, right? That she's going to look at them and be like, I'm going to stay here with him. I'm going to die and join him. And then they'd be like, wait, hold on, what? It's like, yeah, this was effectively a suicide mission. I'm taking you all with me down this path that I traveled with him.
Friends.
Well, no, like I went down this path. I couldn't do this on my own. And every step of the way just reminded how much I loved and missed him. And I don't want to be away from him. And so I accepted what I was going to do whenever I started this. And this is just the best way for us to be together again. And I have made you guys, I've molded you, I've built you two, and at this point they're kind of dating too, like that's basically what's happening. Like, you guys can carry on this legacy, I don't need to be around, and I get to be with the person that I knew, like I acknowledged that at the time when he was alive I didn't love him, or I didn't realize I loved him, and now that he's passed I don't see the joys of the world the same way without him. So I think it's going to end with her basically being like, this was a suicide mission for me. You guys didn't know, but you were walking me to my death. If you all didn't do this or didn't come with me or anything like that, I possibly couldn't have done this. But because you all came with me, that's why I'm here. I'm here to stay with him for the rest of my days. And then they have to like go back being like, oh, we kind of just took her on a mission to kill herself. She was well past the stages of grief, but then they're going to have their own stages of grief possibly on the way back, which may be interesting.
Hmm.
So
Maybe.
that's my thoughts. That's why I think it's going to happen. I think I know that there's an anime for this. I mean, a manga for this, right? I don't know if that manga is concluded or if it's still going. I assume it's still going because I feel like people, I would have seen like people talking about it if it was not. But that's what I think is going to happen. And I think what you're seeing as like the possibilities of like the stages of grief, I think she RA is through this and it's her just reliving them again. While beating the freak out demons along the way. But no, keep going.
I will say this though, there was a very interesting episodes that I really enjoyed, and it was like I don't think he's a dwarf, but it was like him convincing them to open up the wine cellar thing.
Yeah.
Like
and Frieren's like, this is a waste of our time. He's like, yeah, but he's gonna pay us a lot of money. It's like, it's a waste of our time. And then
it
she
just tastes like crap.
well, and it's like the reveal is that it's like, yeah, it tastes like crap. She already knew it tastes like crap. She warned him that it was bad, but he didn't listen. He didn't believe it. And then she's like, the only thing wine this bad is good for is like drinking with friends. And that's exactly what what's his face said as well. And so it was like, it was worth to her to do it too. And they got a lot of money for it too. So it kind of worked out double. It was just, well, it's funny.
That and the episode where it's been a minute. I'm just trying to think of the name of that guy. He like tricks her pretty much to like help him with
the mine.
Yes,
the silver mine.
Yeah.
He didn't trick her. He basically said like, hey,
he's swindler.
I'm calling in this debt that you owe. Even though you were given like an infinite time to pay it back, I'm calling it in because we won't be around if we don't call it in. And then he basically explained it to her and she's like, yeah, I get you. I know what's up. She's like, I have infinite time to pay back this debt, but the issue is that you guys don't live that long and this place is going under because of all the enemies. And so that's why she did the silver thing. She found all the silver and she's like, because I found all the silver, they paid off my debt and they're going to like basically give us good food from here on out. And they're like, yeah, it's awesome. And then they're still eating bad bread. He's like, they're not going to repair the roads overnight.
Yeah, they're still getting bad steel bread. So there was one thing that I did have a little small problem with this season. Mm-hmm. It was the episode where Stark and I think his name's Himmel.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's his name. Where they get impaled. They get impaled.
Oh no! Himmel is the blue-haired dude.
Okay,
you're talking about the other Class A wizard. Yeah.
They straight up impaled both of them
multiple times. Multiple times.
And I was just like, they lived. People die in this series. Like I was like,
they do die because we saw multiple of them died that episode. But I think one of the things that when it came to Stark, I think it's his warrior training why he can survive hits that would normally kill people. And for the wizard guide, the only thing that we basically told is that wizards can survive more painful hits because of like they can control the mana, like stuff. I don't know. Austin, I'm not here to like sit here and say you're wrong for that. I'm here to say I 100% agreed. I straight up thought the guy was dead, and I was like, oh dang, well that sucks. And then Stark gets hit too, and I was like, okay, well I think they're both fine now. Like if Stark gets hit, Stark's not dying, so
no,
he's gonna be okay.
This isn't Game of Thrones.
If that episode came out after the episode where him and Fern went on the date, I would actually be more possible like, ooh, he could be dead.
Yeah.
Because
they buttermouth.
They set him up to be like they're gonna be friends, they're lovers, they're gonna fall in love together, they're gonna live happy ever after. Impaled. Wait.
No, yeah, that part, like when I saw that, the funniest thing is like you haven't watched the newest season of Invincible, but there's a part in that where I'm just like, that person can't live. There's no way. There's no physical way that person can live. And so when we get around to watching that, you're gonna be like, there's no way that person's living. And then that person lives, and you're like, what the heck? Like, literally, like, there's a part where like he like grabs all of his like intestines and everything out, and I'm just like, that guy's dead. That guy's dead. His vital organs are gone. Like, he ain't gonna live. And like, he lived. And I was like, how? How is that possible? That's how I felt with this, where I was like, but then since I watched Invincible before this, I was like, yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, because like, I watched Invincible.
The part where the wizard was like, take care of Stark first before me, kind of deal. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like, you know, maybe because of the whole.
I assume it's because of like mana can like keep you around longer and like hold you out, but Stark isn't. Stark has like a lot of mana, but he doesn't have a mana in the way that a wizard does, I guess. I don't know, or training with it. Because he does impossible things. Like, that's just the truth. Stark constantly does impossible things in this show, which is really funny. Whenever he's like decapitating dragons, you're just like, huh, okay. How are you doing that? Okay.
When they said like, help us with dragons, I was like, dude, this is going to be like a cool dragon thing. And then like, he's just murdering these things, and I was like, wow, dragons aren't really that powerful in them.
Yeah, I thought these dragons were going to be an issue, but I guess not.
It's like these town people are like, help us from this dragon. I was like, man, this is going to be a battle. And he's just like slicing heads. I was like, well, man, little baby dragons probably. I don't know, but
like, this was a baby. It's like, oh, okay, they were a baby. And it's like, no, they weren't. Those were full-born dragons.
There was also a really good thing that like kind of leads me into like my theory on like the details of a journey, and that is like, there's that scene where they talk about a hot spring, and they're like, you know, what's interesting about the hot spring? It's like, it's not interesting at all. Like, it was just quiet. Like, it felt peaceful and stuff like that. So like, when they get there, they kind of see the beauty of what he saw, and I was like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense.
And that's exactly why I feel like this is a journey for Frieren to revisit the places she's already been, to like realize how good of a journey that she had on their first go. And that's why I'm like, I think it's going to be like at the end of the series, she's going to give herself up to be with him on them. Just because like she got to explore all this stuff, and she's like, I can come now too. Like, this whole thing about me passing on this stuff that like people kept telling me to do, I passed it on to these two. Now I'm here to stay with you guys because you guys were the best thing of my life, type of thing. Because she also does not give a crap about the other elves. And then we were also introduced to the one elf too in this series, which kind of I feel like leads to the cadence that I'm saying, where she's like, because she's like, what are you doing here, like with that? Because I think she was the one with the alcohol, and she's like, like elves go off and do all this stuff so they don't become like me, devoid of emotions and purpose and like things. She's like, you're dangerously close to becoming like me. You need to go out and like do this.
So that's something I was going to bring up too, because it's kind of like a I'm trying to think what they call it in shows, where they take a certain character and they show that character that this could be them. So it's foreshadowing that this person could be like them, and they don't want that. So like, that character was meant to be on there to show her that she doesn't want to be like that,
or she was going to be that way. I also do like, and this is kind of a weird thing too, but like how she talks about the one hero of the West, or the West Wall, how he's like, I can see the future. He's like, oh yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm going to die out here. I cannot say anything right now to persuade you to join me. I fail in this mission, and thus I fail in my thing. But I open the door for you guys to succeed. And he's like, you'll know who that is when he says this thing to you. And then he like says the thing, and she's like, huh. And he's like, and when you meet him, will you please give him this message? And you don't hear the message, and I'm just like, what's that message? I want to know that message. That's plot point for later seasons, I guess. But like, you get the whole like destiny kind of fulfilling setup with that too, where it's just like, it's been foretold, nothing can change, and it's like, okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I like it whenever there's a little bit of that in a show. I like it whenever a show either has that as a point or that as a like antagonistic view, where it's like the plot can't the future is preordained, nothing can change. You will succeed. We know you will, even despite all this adversity. Or where they're like, this has been foreordained. You can't fight the prophecy, and then they break the prophecy, and they're like, oh fudge, they could break the prophecy, and then they win. Like, it's one or the other, and I enjoy both of those honestly, but it's fine to me. But yeah, awesome. I enjoyed the show. I liked it. I'm excited for the next season. I don't need it to be like rushed or anything like that. I think the show is done in a way that I could wait like a year and still like see it and be like, okay, yeah, I'll put it on. It may be different for you, but that's how it is for me. I very much view it as a slice of life show. So you were talking about how like you had to pay attention to it. I don't feel that way personally. I feel like I could put on any episode and just enjoy it because there are connections, but they're separated. It's the same way I feel about Steven Universe, where it's like, could you jump in the middle of season like 4, episode 2, and not know what's happening? Possibly, yeah. But if you watch it once and you have context for things, you could pick up any part of the show because the episodes are self-contained. Like, what happens in the episode is resolved by the end of the episode. And that's how I feel about Frieren, except for like 2 episodes, maybe 3, where they do like part 1, part 2, like the last season with the tests, and then this season with the fights with the wolf things. Other than that, like, you could just watch one episode and you're just like, oh, this is the episode where they're going into the beer casket one, or oh, this is the episode when they're building that bridge so they can cross to the northern section. Like, it's very much like that to me. So but that's just me, and that's the enjoyment of it. So Austin, do you have anything you want to say last about Frieren?
No, I was gonna say I really enjoyed this season. I think shortening it really helped me with the watch, because the thing is like trying to jam a lot of episodes in. Like, it's kind of like how I feel with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I like JoJo. I think it's ridiculous. Is it something I'm gonna like seek out because it's like mind blowing? No, it's more. But there's like 50 episodes a season, and I'm just like, that's just so much.
Awesome.
I can't do it anymore. I'm old, man.
That's normal, man. That's actually more normal than anything else. Man. Like, the 24 episodes anime was like the normal back in like 2000. Like Frieren Kenshin, Trigun, freaking any anime from that time. Gosh, those are the only 2 I can think of because those were the 2s I watched whenever I was little. Like Full Metal Alchemist, stuff like that. That was common for those shows. And now, because of streaming, they've reduced it down to almost 12 episodes, and that's become the norm. Which is still funny to me that you're like, oh, 24 episodes is too much. I'm like, you made me watch Breaking Bad, which is 24 episodes, but they're hours each. I don't want to hear jack about you, man.
That's true. No, they were 24 episodes. I thought they were like 12.
There was like 8 seasons, episodes.
Man. Yeah, there was 8 seasons, but we were watching a season a week. It wasn't like,
Yeah, which is like 3 times the length of Frieren.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's just, it's the style of the show, and your like individual's willingness to watch it. Frieren may be harder for you because it's more of a slice of life kind of journey thing, and that may not vibe with you the same way, and so it's a little harder for you to watch. Just like for me, like sometimes when we watch like drama-based things, I have a harder time watching it or wanting to watch it because I'm not a natural drama guy. I enjoy romance stuff, I enjoy like comedy stuff, and as long as something has one of those elements into it, I'm happy. Like when we watch Invincible, I never like am over here being like, I gotta watch Invincible. It's like when it comes up, I'll watch Invincible. And I'll enjoy it because I enjoy like action stuff and like superheroes occasionally, but it's not something that I search for, so you won't see me like jumping onto it quickly. But I always do end up enjoying the crap out of Invincible. But it's just the same with you. You're not going to be over here itching to watch Frieren, but you'll be over here itching to watch, I don't know, like Paw Patrol or something like that. I don't know. I'm messing with you.
Yeah.
The Animal Patrol.
Oh, Animal Control.
Animal Control, yeah. See?
Yeah.
All right, Austin.
Yeah.
I think that basically does it for our episode of Birds and Shows tonight. Austin, next week we are watching. You're having me watch a show called The Summer That Hikaru Died. It's another anime. It's only like 10 episodes, maybe 12. I don't know how many episodes it is.
10 episodes. Yeah.
But it is a it's a psychological horror show. I've started watching. I think I've watched like one episode so far. Okay. So I've gotten the pretense for what's going on in the show already.
I just want to give a fair warning to anyone that does watch this, even Mama Burker and you, it is not your typical horror stuff. It's a slow burn. So get in for the slowness. Like, it's slow, but this actually came across my radar because I was watching a TikTok and a guy that I follow was doing a promotion for Crunchyroll. I think it was like Crunchyroll Awards or whatever.
Okay.
And this was on one of the nominations, and like this guy's like, this is such a great anime. I've watched it. It's great. Like, it's, if you like psychological horror and like a slow burn horror anime, you'll love this. And I was like, I have to watch it. Like, I have to. So I finally got around to watching it, and then I was like, because there was a debate between like two shows. Like, I was gonna probably make you watch The Pit, or I was gonna make you watch this, and I was like, Hikaru. So I was like, I'd rather do that, because I'll tell you this, I love The Pit. I think it's really good, but it does frustrate me a lot. That show frustrates me. And
the show would frustrate me in a different way.
Yeah.
And that is because I'm from Pittsburgh, and I have had conversations with friends who are EMTs. And they're like, they are completely botching all roads and locations in Pittsburgh. Whoever created the map layout for The Pit lied on their resume. Because they'll be like, we're going up 376 east to New Staten. It's like, that's not what you take to get to New Staten. Like, where are you going? What are you doing? We're going down 5th Avenue. We're near the PNC building. Like, what? Like that, my friend was like, he's like, I have never been more frustrated yet loving a show in my life. Yeah. It's a good show. It really shows what EMT thing is like very like close to the truth. But then it also completely botches Pittsburgh itself. So you're over like your EMT / nursing side of you is just like, this is a great show, but your Inzer side's over here being like, these guys don't know what they're talking about.
So yeah, but yeah, so like, we're gonna watch this. This is something that I'm very interested in what your take is gonna be.
Okay,
so
sounds good.
I'm very interested.
It'll be fun to do. Because who knows what I'll say. I'll come back and be like, I stopped watching it and now there's a demon in my house. Like, oh no.
It's the professor.
It's the professor. Many magic the gathering. All right, Austin. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining me on this episode today. It was great fun to have you. Thank you all so much for stopping by, and thank you all so much. Tune in.